Meval Toxic Free, sat in a car park, just about to go shopping. I thought I'd stop off and just have a quick chat with my bubble hat on. I've just done a video on fake likes, fake subs and everything, and I'm uploading it, downloading it, or whatever you bloody do to it to get it onto YouTube at the moment. So I thought I'd come out and do some shopping whilst that's happening. But I want to stop off and just have a little chat about the red flags, because in that video, although it's all about fake subs and everything like that, it also is a warning you about the red flags. Now, I had a comment from somebody who watched one of my old videos, and they were so hard on themselves. They were being so tough on themselves because they didn't see the red flags. She was basically felt like she had shamed herself. She was being shamed that, oh, you should have seen the red flags. Couldn't you, understand that he was doing this and he was a fake and all this? Like, we don't. And I want to do an example of like when we're children, and if your mum says do not play with that socket, you will get electrocuted, and we don't listen, do we? No, we carry on poking our fingers in that socket. We poke our fingers in that socket until what? We get that little shock. That teaches us, and then we learn a lesson. Don't put your finger in a socket. That's the same thing with narc abuse. When we are first involved with a narcissist and we haven't had that education of already going through one, and then learning and educating. We all know the first time you've been with a narcissist, we know that there's, players out there, and we know that there's people that cheat and lie, but we never know there's manipulators. We don't know about manipulation. We don't know that these people will create emotions in you so that they can play with, that they create an emotion, hate, love, guilt, sadness, happiness, and every emotion they create in us, they'll narrate a story around. If we're happy, they'll bring us down. If we're sad, they'll poke us and make us sadder. We do not know that this happens. So when we're first with this romantic relationship, that we've never been with this kind of person before, and they're amazing, and they texted you every morning saying, I love you, babe, and they text you every night to say good night, I will dream of you this evening and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. After 2 weeks, they tell us that they love us. So, yeah, they're red flags. But they're red flags when we first meet somebody. They're only warnings when we've already been there. So what do we do at that point? Do we dump the person? When that person, after 2 weeks, says, I love you, do we dump them? No, we don't. Because we know there is love out there. And we feel like, okay, so this person's telling me he loves me after 2 weeks. We can't get rid of a person there and then. Because I know people that are 90 years old that have been together since they were 20. They met in the little town hall club and they got married after a week, and they still walk down the road after 90, not 90 years, because that would make them very, you know where I'm coming from. They walk down the road holding hands, and they're in the 90s, and it's like, wow, that's love. And they're the only two people they've ever been with in their lives. We want to believe in that, and we do believe in that, and we know it's out there because it happened. So we can't just go dumping the first person that says, I love you. The difference with being pre-narcissist abuse and post-narcissist abuse is, once you know about it, we will still come and encounter these people. We will still walk into situations where we have this red flag. But the difference is we've got an idea of the consequences and the pain that could come about. We don't know the pain that could come about when we don't know about narcissists. I hope you can get this conversation, because I'm also very confused on a Sunday. But when these people text us every morning to say they love us, and then they tell us they just want to settle down with us after 3 weeks, they want to marry us, it's so hard to dump that person, because we're so scared of thinking, well, what if we dump this person and they are the love of my life? What if this person is the real thing? What if this person is Mr. Right, is the one? We don't want to go around dumping people left, right and centre because it's just a red flag. But the difference is, after narcissist abuse, and maybe this happens again to us, we've got the platform to fall back on. We've got the information, the education, the support, the Facebook groups, the friends we've met on YouTube. We've got the channels, we've got the therapy, we've got the videos. We've got so much to help us to get through it the second time. So we have to keep pushing forward and dreaming and hoping that maybe this person is Mr. Right. But if he isn't, I know that I'm not going to die after this ends. And if he isn't Mr. Right and he is a narcissist, we know that we're not going to fall down that black hole quite as far, because back then we were empty of knowledge. Now we've got the knowledge, we've got the support, we've got the platform to fall onto that'll break the fall. So don't just give up on love and people altogether, because there is good people out there, but just use your education to filter out the good from the bad. Because narcissists, they do things to us to make us valued. They give us jewellery to make us feel that we're as valuable as the jewellery. They give us flowers that make us feel valuable. They know that we have values, and they know how to manipulate. We didn't know about manipulation back then. We didn't know that people could make you feel certain things out of fakeness. We didn't know that. We knew there was cheaters, and we knew there were liars, and we knew there was players. We didn't know about narcissists. So when they create your happiness, your sadness, your moods, your shame, your guilt, your anger, when they create all these emotions in us, and then make a little narrative around that, so that when they make you happy, they can then bring you down. When they make you sad, they can then poke you and call you miserable. We didn't know about this, but we do now. So guys, do not be so hard on yourselves if you haven't seen the red flags. We're not going to give up on love, and we shouldn't give up on love, because it could be out there. So just give yourself a break. As long as you've got the tools to fall back on if you do ever come in contact with a narcissist again, you'll be okay. If you've got the friends, you've got the information, the education, you will be okay, because you know that when you now meet a narcissist, it might not be all his fault. We may play part in it, and we do, because of our reactions. They create emotions in us that we don't like. But we can know that that's a reactive thing, that it's not our default setting. And we should know that when narcissists do come into our lives, that we can now deal with them, because we're strong and we've learned. And any mistakes that we've made, we've learned from them, and we're better people. As we're narcissists, will just be the same. Guys, I hope that made sense. I just know that we're so hard on ourselves when we don't see the red flags. But remember, we don't know about the pain until we get it. And they just could be Mr. Right. So don't go chucking anybody to the side just yet. You just keep your eyes open, and you keep your narc switched on full, and just be ready for that fall, because if it happens, there's people to catch you. There's people that will catch you now as there wasn't before. Guys, I'm going to go do my shopping. Take care. See you later.